The dome shimmered, a testament to human resilience. It encased the reborn city of Santa Cruz, a beacon of hope in a world reshaped by the rising tides. Beneath its protective shell, life went on. Parks bloomed, children laughed, and the remnants of old Santa Cruz lived on. Victorian houses, now perched on stilts above the waterline, whispered tales of a bygone era. Toma walked along the redesigned Pacific Avenue. It bustled with a fusion of old and new. Holographic advertisements flickered alongside charming brick storefronts. The salty tang of the ocean, kept at bay by towering sea walls, still permeated the air, a constant reminder of the forces that had reshaped their world. Towering above it all was the Emperor's Palace. Once an unassuming courthouse, it now served as a symbol of unity and progress. It was from here that the Emperor, a beacon of hope in a turbulent world, guided their city and their future. Toma, as the Emperor's chief advisor and leading scientist, felt the weight of responsibility as he looked upon the city he called home. Toma's steps were heavy as he ascended the steps to the palace. Each step echoed the weight of responsibility he carried. The dome, while a marvel of engineering, was a constant reminder of the precarious balance upon which their survival rested. The world beyond the dome was a mystery, a drowned world, they called it. He entered the Emperor's chamber. It was a study in contrasts. Ancient law books lined shelves that soared towards the vaulted ceiling. A massive oak desk, polished to a gleam, dominated the room, but upon it rested a dazzling array of futuristic technology. Holographic displays flickered with data from ongoing research projects, a testament to the fusion of past and present that defined their world. The Emperor, a man weathered by time but not broken by it, looked up from a holographic projection of the earth. His eyes, though filled with the wisdom of years, still held a spark of hope. He was a symbol of stability in a world constantly struggling to find its footing. Toma envied his quiet strength. "The weight of the world rests heavy on your shoulders, my friend," the Emperor observed, his voice a low rumble that spoke of countless storms weathered. Toma simply nodded, a wry smile touching his lips. He couldn't deny the truth in the Emperor's words. Later that evening, Toma found a measure of peace in the embrace of his family. His wife, Maya, a renowned architect who had helped design the dome, greeted him with a warm smile and a cup of steaming tea. Their son, Leo, his eyes bright with childish wonder, peppered him with questions about his day. Leo was fascinated by space. He dreamed of stars and planets, of adventures beyond the dome. Toma encouraged his son's curiosity, sharing what he knew of the universe beyond their world. He showed him holographic projections of distant galaxies, sparking his imagination with tales of cosmic wonders. Yet a part of Toma ached for the world that Leo would never know, a world where the stars were not obscured by the dome's protective shell. A world where the air was not thick with the scent of salt and the ever-present fear of the rising tides. As he tucked Leo into bed that night, promising to tell him more about the stars tomorrow, Toma couldn't help but feel a pang of guilt. He was dedicating his life to ensuring humanity's survival, yet he yearned for a world where his son could dream beyond the confines of their dome. The next morning, a buzz of excitement rippled through the palace. The Arete, their most ambitious space exploration vessel yet, was prepped for launch. The Arete represented more than just a technological marvel. It was a symbol of their enduring spirit, their refusal to be confined by their circumstances. Toma joined the Emperor in the command center. They watched as the Arete, sleek and powerful, pierced the shimmering barrier of the dome, ascending into the unknown depths of space. The mission to explore the outer edges of their solar system, searching for any sign of habitable planets, any hope of a future beyond their watery tomb. Days turned into weeks. Then the impossible happened. The arete picked up a signal, not just any signal, but an intelligent one. A complex sequence of pulses originating from the farthest reaches of the solar system. It was faint, almost lost amidst the cosmic static, but undeniably there. The discovery sent a shockwave through the city under the dome. Hope, long dormant, began to flicker anew. Could this be a sign, a message from another civilization? Could they, after all this time, not be alone in the universe? Section 5. The Emperor's Burden. The Emperor summoned Thomas. The weight of the situation was evident in his gaze. "This signal," he said, his voice heavy with unspoken implications, "it changes everything." Thomas knew he was right. The discovery of the signal had rekindled hope, but it also brought with it a new set of challenges, a new set of responsibilities. The Emperor, burdened by the weight of leadership, confided in Thomas. He spoke of his own past, of the difficult decisions he'd had to make in the wake of the floods that had reshaped their world. He spoke of the sacrifices made, the losses endured, and the unwavering belief in humanity's ability to persevere. "We are at a crossroads, Thomas," the Emperor said, his gaze steady. "This signal, it could be the key to our salvation, or it could be a siren song leading us to our doom. The decision of what to do next rests on our shoulders." Thomas listened intently, his mind racing. The responsibility was immense. The fate of their city, perhaps even the future of humanity, hung in the balance. The signal haunted Thomas. He spent countless hours in his lab, analyzing the data, trying to decipher its secrets. The more he learned, the more he realized he didn't know. The signal was ancient, far older than their civilization. But it was also undeniably intelligent, a complex pattern that spoke of advanced knowledge. As he delved deeper into the mystery of the signal, Thomas was forced to confront his own past. The disappearance of his mother, a renowned archaeologist, had always been a source of pain and unanswered questions. She had vanished years ago, lost on an expedition to uncover the secrets of a long-lost civilization. Thomas couldn't shake the feeling that the signal and his mother's disappearance were somehow connected. It was an irrational thought, he knew, but he couldn't ignore the pull, the nagging feeling that his mother's work held the key to understanding this incredible discovery. Fueled by a mix of scientific curiosity and a son's longing for answers, Thomas resolved to follow the signal's trail, no matter where it led. Thomas presented his findings to the Emperor and the Council. He argued that the signal's age and complexity warranted further investigation. He proposed leading a mission to the source of the signal, a journey that would take them beyond the edges of their known solar system. The Council was hesitant. Resources were scarce and the risks were great. But Thomas, driven by a burning need for answers, refused to give up. He argued that the potential rewards outweighed the risks. If this signal was a message from another civilization, it could hold the key to their survival. The Emperor, after a moment of contemplation, sided with Thomas. He recognized the spark of determination in his advisor's eyes, a reflection of the same spirit that had allowed humanity to rebuild after the floods. He granted Thomas permission to assemble a team and embark on the most daring mission in their history. Finally, Thomas felt like he was getting close to something real, something that could change everything. He felt his mother's presence with him, guiding him, urging him onward. The journey was fraught with danger. Space travel, even with their advanced technology, was a perilous undertaking. But Thomas and his crew pressed onward, driven by the allure of the unknown and the hope that the signal represented. As they neared the signal's source, they encountered something extraordinary. A colossal structure of unimaginable scale and complexity drifted in the void. It was unlike anything Thomas had ever seen, a testament to an advanced intelligence far beyond their own. As they approached the structure, the signal intensified. And then something truly astonishing occurred. Images began to flash through their minds, vivid and clear. Memories, not their own, but of a civilization long gone, their hopes, their dreams, their fears. Toma realized then that the signal wasn't just a message, it was a repository, a vast archive of memories and experiences from a civilization that had come before. And somehow, miraculously, he was able to access it. The memories flooded Toma's consciousness. He saw a civilization not so different from his own, driven by curiosity, ambition, and a desire to understand the universe. He saw their triumphs and their failures, their moments of joy and their times of despair. And then he saw her, his mother, or rather a projection of his mother, her consciousness preserved within the archive. She smiled at him, her eyes filled with love and pride. "We're all connected, Toma," she whispered, her voice echoing across the vast gulf of time and space. "Our memories, our experiences, they bind us together." Back on Earth within the dome, the Emperor felt a shift. A warmth spread through him, a feeling of connection he hadn't realized he'd been missing. He saw flashes of memories, of a life he had lived lifetimes ago. A life connected to the signal, to Toma's mother, to a past he thought lost forever. He was the culmination of their legacy, the inheritor of their hopes and dreams. Toma returned to Earth a changed man. He brought with him the knowledge that humanity was not alone, not in the past and not in the present. The signal, the archive, it was a gift, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable challenges, hope and connection could endure. Life under the dome continued, but now there was a renewed sense of purpose, a shared understanding that they were part of something much larger than themselves. They were the inheritors of a legacy that stretched back to the dawn of time, and it was their responsibility to ensure that the light of consciousness, the flame of human potential, continued to burn brightly beneath the blue sky of their watery world and beyond the stars.